I've been searching for a new camera, not really to replace my Fuji X-E4, but really just to film B-rolls with it. So mainly I guess a video camera. Last week, my coworker actually introduced me to the Sony ZV1F. It's a small vlogging camera, which is kind of in the name already. It is a vlogging camera, and right now I don't really vlog, and most of the time I just use the video to film B-rolls for my videos. But since I ended up buying it, I decided to, rather than using it for vlogging, I decided to use it for B-rolls. So the question is, can I use the Sony ZV1F for B-rolls? Alright, so just to spoil things, I'm actually going to be selling this Sony ZV1F, not because it's a bad camera, but just because I found out that there's a new camera coming up and I'm looking to get that camera instead. Not because it's better, but it's because that camera is going to be replacing my Fuji X-E4 and the Sony ZV1F. So I was able to play around the camera for a couple of days, a very intense couple of days. I was very excited to get the camera just because like it's such a tiny camera. I think I actually really like the design. It has a built-in mic that works really well, and I was gonna mainly use it for this type of video, but for now I'm using my Fuji X-E4 just so that I'm able to show it and really look back at it to see if I missed anything in this video. So this video is not really going to be like a very specific review for the Sony ZV1F. I don't think I have the experience for that yet, just because I've only had it for a couple of days and I haven't really explored it that much. But with just those couple of days, I was able to find things that I really love about the camera, so that's what this video is going to be about. Alright, so just to list things, time-lapse, easy. The 4K video, you can film 30 frames per second or 24 if you'd like. I didn't check out the 1080p just because I'm always going to film in 4K. It has the slow motion, it has the button for it too. It's called SNQ, which means slow and quick. So it's a very quick and easy button to press if you're looking to record a slow motion video. And if I'm correct in this, it can slow-mo your video for like 5 times, and of course it depends on how many frames you do it and all that stuff. Like I said before, I'm going to be selling the camera and my main camera just to get another new camera, but I'm not gonna spoil that yet. But that's not gonna happen until probably the beginning of July, most probably, since I'll be going on vacation for 2 weeks and I'm going to be using my Fuji X-E4 to film pretty much most of the vacation, so wait for that. Another thing that I like about the camera is that it can record in SLog. I mean, most of the Sony cameras nowadays can record SLog. So I've been playing with DaVinci. I actually transitioned from Premiere Pro to DaVinci, so I've been trying to kind of play around with the S-Log because my Fuji X-E4, even though I am recording in F-Log, it has a little bit of like the film simulation added to it already, so it's not super hard for me to edit the video coming out from the camera. But with the Sony ZV1F, I'm not familiar with the S-Log just yet, so I think what I'm trying to do right now is really get more experience and knowledge on how to use it better. And when I get a chance to learn more about that, then I'll probably end up getting another camera, or if I like the new camera, then I'll just stick with it. A question that might come up is that why do I need a second camera? It's much easier when you're doing street photography and you have your main camera. You don't have to keep on like switching to video to photo to video and stuff like that, especially with the Fuji X-E4. It doesn't have a designated dial to really go from video to camera. I always have to use that little button in the back, and not gonna lie, it's like I'm afraid to use it because I heard some people got some issues with it. I don't have an issue with it with my camera, but I'm too afraid to really like make that into an issue. So back to the Sony ZV1F. It's very confusing. The camera, I used it for a couple days like I mentioned before. I actually used it for a couple of photos as well, which you're gonna see in the video. It's not bad. I actually don't mind it. I think for beginner like street photographers, if your budget is like 500 bucks, it's a good camera to just take pictures. I mean, yeah, you can edit a little bit, but it only takes JPEG videos, photos. It only so your capabilities kind of limits, because when you're editing your photos, then you don't have enough information to actually fully be specific when you're editing the JPEG photos you take. I really do think that the photo capability of it is enough, especially if you're against to like editing, or if you do edit but not as much, then it's a good camera to use. As for video recording, that's what impressed me the most. You can record unlimited in this camera. The Sony RX100 4, which is what I have here, which I normally use it for B-rolls sometimes. It can only record a 5-minute video, so I can't even use it in this situation because sometimes I record for more than 10 minutes talking to the camera. But the Sony ZV1F, it can record unlimited as long as you have storage. So I tested it out unlike when I went on a walk. I also tested it out when I was making coffee. I tested the time-lapse. Also, I tested the slow motion when I was like marrying the milk to the espresso. But yeah, overall I really like the camera. I wish I don't have to get rid of it, but I'm very excited to the camera that I'll be getting in the beginning of July. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna put the rest of the video I captured with the Sony ZV1F and throughout this video. So that's pretty much it. I hope you like it, and I'll see you guys next time.